Again, the best is fighting the best. And Crawford dared to be great. And this is one of the ways you do it. And you tell the world, watch. But to go in there and to let him know, establish that from the first round, that I belong without showing that I am tough. I earned my position to be here.
What do we just milk? What are we milking this dumb shit for? Think about how much money you could pump into boxing with great matchups.
Crawford right now is on a different planet. And most rematches.
On September 13th, 2025, the boxing world stopped. We saw Terence Crawford, who began his journey at lightweight stand in the middle of the ring in Las Vegas, with his hand raised after taking apart the undisputed ruler of super middleweight Canelo Alvarez. The crowd stood stunned. The commentators searched for words. Yet one man at ringside felt no shock at all. He had already said this exact moment was coming months earlier.
Does he win? Can he beat him? Can he beat Canelo? Is his skill so much that he's able to bridge the weight classes?
He has a legitimate chance. Over 60% for his mind. If you say, Bernard, give me a number.
Give me a number.
He has an 85+ chance to beat Canelo. Why? He's not going in there to prove something, which will fall into Canelo's hand. He would love for him to prove something. That means you will stay there and try to prove something. But to go in there and to let him know, establish that from the first round, that I belong without showing that I am tough. I earned my position to be here. And I want to show you, even though you're being stubborn, that your time not only have came, but it's gone. He ain't going to surrender and say, I'll slow it up, so I'm going to act like it. No, he has to be shown. And it has to be early.
Bernard Hopkins, the executioner, did more than call a winner. He explained step by step how Canelo would be exposed. While others focused on weight and power, Hopkins noticed something completely different. He saw a setup forming, and Canelo walked right into it. Now, with talk of a rematch growing, Hopkins has returned with another warning. And if his first prediction means anything, Canelo Alvarez could be heading toward the biggest mistake of his career.
Where does Canelo go from here, Henry?
He needs to rematch. If I'm Canelo, I want to rematch Terence Crawford. He got schooled, bro. He got outboxed, dude, by Terence Crawford. And I know that he's itching to get that one back. The first time he fought Triple G, and he came back the second time, and he legit beat Triple G.
Once in a lifetime fight. It doesn't need to be a rematch. I think Bud would do worse the next fight. He would put it on Canelo a little worse than that, because that style of fight, I don't think he beats someone like Terence Crawford. But if I'm Terence Crawford, of course I'll fight him again. But this time, I'm the A side. I think Terence Crawford is going to be more confident next time, knowing that I can punch with this guy. I can take his shot. I'm faster.
He fought Canelo Alvarez.
Yeah.
He didn't do what the last dude did, just run. He threw at him. I'm going to call your bluff, bro. I'm going to fight you.
To see why Hopkins is so sure Crawford wins the rematch, you have to go back to what he said about the trap. Before the first bell rang in September, Hopkins said Canelo was playing checkers while Crawford was playing chess. Most fans ignored it as old school talk, but watching the fight again, it is shocking how right he was. Hopkins pointed out that Canelo spent so many years depending on his power and physical pressure that he no longer remembered how to deal with a real technician.
So that's one from me. Canelo Crawford. Obviously, Terence just rocked up there. What do you make of his chances against the man you worked with for many years?
Great chance. He have a great chance because of his heart, his talent, and also his game plan and his strategy. But Canelo is no pushover. I've watched Canelo for multiple years. Again, the best is fighting the best. And Crawford dared to be great. And this is one of the ways you do it. And you tell the world, watch, pay attention, and watch me make history. I will be one of those watching amongst millions of other.
Crawford didn't beat Canelo with strength, he beat him with thinking. Hopkins said that for all 12 rounds, Crawford stayed 3 or 4 steps ahead, slipping into spots where Canelo expected to land only to disappear the moment the punch came. This wasn't running, it was distance, control at a level we haven't seen in years. Hopkins calls it the illusion of availability, making Canelo swing full power at a target that was never actually open.
If this fight ends up going down, it's going to be a long, long night for Canelo Alvarez. Terence Bud Crawford has already figured out Canelo Alvarez. He already figured him out, he beat him down, and he learned that he can take his power, and on top of that, Canelo was hurt a couple of times by Bud Crawford. If you're Bud Crawford heading into this fight, you have not a single worry in the world. You know what you're capable of doing. You know that you can go out into that ring and you could put a beating on Canelo Alvarez. And might I even say this? Bud Crawford has a chance of stopping Canelo Alvarez if they do the rematch.
This leads to the most important part of Hopkins' breakdown, the idea of mental exhaustion. We usually think of stamina as something physical, how much you ran, or how many rounds you sparred. But Hopkins says what happened to Canelo that night had nothing to do with his body wearing out. It was his mind shutting down. Picture chasing someone for 36 minutes and landing on nothing, but air it drains you in a different way altogether.
There was some big news in boxing yesterday. Canelo said he wants a rematch with Crawford. What does Canelo have to do in the rematch?
We didn't do last time.
Which is what?
Win.
That's all. Simple as that. Crawford's very talented.
Crawford right now is on a different planet. And most rematches normally wind up the same. Statistically wise. I don't see anything different.
Hopkins compared it to his own fights with legends like Roy Jones Jr. He explained that when you throw a big power shot and miss it drains your energy twice as fast as when it lands. By the 8th round, Canelo looked slower, heavier, and unsure. Hopkins says that wasn't age, it was the moment he realized he had no answers. And in a rematch, that kind of mental scar doesn't fade, it only grows stronger.
And listen, I mad respect for Canelo. It always will.
It always happened.
Listen, it always will be. But Crawford has an opportunity to continue to keep sticking it to the people that did
world champion,
whether it was
the pride of Broward County, Florida,
politics over here, politics over there. We get a chance to show what we, or the boxing fans in the world, almost came that close to not seeing that talent as he continued to keep telling everyone that he wanted to fight the best years ago. Go all the way back to top rank. All the way up to here.
Well, he did it.
You agree or disagree?
I agree.
He got a chance to
He got a
show.
chance and he proved himself. That's in life, we just want the opportunity.
After the decision, Hopkins made a statement that went viral. He didn't just call Crawford the best fighter of his time, he compared him to Michael Jordan. It's a bold claim, but it makes sense. Hopkins said Jordan dominated not just because he was athletic, but because his fundamentals were flawless, working against anyone, anywhere, at any time. At 38, Crawford should have been slower and more vulnerable, moving up 2 weight classes. Instead, he looked sharper than the younger Canelo. Hopkins credits this to efficiency. Like Jordan in his later years, Crawford doesn't waste energy. Every movement has a purpose. You can train your body to be stronger, but you can't train instincts to match a Michael Jordan overnight.
To Sergio's point, a lot of the people that I'm been talking to when it comes to this fight, they're not like, it's almost like the air was taken out of them. They're not excited about even the idea of a rematch, or the subject doesn't even come up. Usually the conversations are, hey man, is there a rematch clause? You think they'll run it back? What do you think will win? Like, people just, even casuals, realize that Crawford, he's schooled Canelo, man. He really did. I don't think people want to see this fight. I agree with Sergio Mora.
Be at a smaller arena because people already saw Canelo get dominated by the better fighter, and the better fighter will do it again, even easier and with more confidence.
I have to say, to Sergio's point, a lot of the people I've been talking to about this fight seem almost deflated. They're not even excited about the idea of a rematch, and sometimes it doesn't even come up. Most conversations go something like, is there a rematch clause? Will they do it again? Who do you think will win?
But you hold on. You keep saying this.
Hold up. Canelo, see, this is a thing about Canelo. He sometimes relies on the environment, the hostile crowd, to also help him win this fight, not only with the judges, but with the opponent. Crawford even handled that. You know, you can't prepare for that magnitude, the roar of the crowd, the lights, everyone booing you. You can't prepare for that. Crawford was ready for that. Even his ring entrance, when he came in with that guitar case, it was, man, that's one of my all-time favorite entrances.
Desperado. Yeah, it's an homage to Desperado. Yeah.
Actually, it was Mariachi. That was part one. Desperado was part two. That right there, it was me against the world. That was his mentality. Me against all these Mexicans. Me against Canelo in Las Vegas. Me against Canelo and the judges that he probably has in his pocket. Me against everyone, and Bud shut everyone up. And you think?
Yeah, but hold on.
Canelo's going to be able to do it the second time around?
I don't know. I don't think it's as open and shut case as you do. Let me.
Now the world is calling for Canelo versus Crawford 2. It makes money sense, and Canelo's pride pushes him to do it. But Hopkins thinks it's a trap, maybe even worse than the first fight. The legend says the first fight took away Canelo's aura of invincibility. Now that Crawford knows exactly how Canelo responds to his feints and movement, the rematch could be even more one-sided.
Pick a fight. Okay, who's the best boxer in the world right now?
I'd have to say Crawford.
Canelo said yesterday he's working on the rematch.
Why would he do that?
For money? For fame? To get his shot back? For his pride. He wants his back.
Okay, he can try. Unless he changes his complete style, it's not going to happen.
So you have Crawford in the rematch?
Crawford in the rematch. Corner, when the fighters are even, it goes to the corner. So the best fighter, I think, heavyweight, Michael Hunter. Crawford would be right behind him.
Hopkins warns that Canelo has trouble adjusting during a fight against true technicians. We saw it with Bivol and again with Crawford. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing and expecting a different result. Hopkins says that unless Canelo completely changes his style in his mid-30s, something almost no fighter has done, he is walking straight into a disaster. The size advantage didn't help him the first time, and it won't help him the second time.
Canelo Crawford rematch. Canelo Crawford rematch.
No, thank you. Why? It wasn't a good fight. The first time, I told you he was going to get dominated the first time. He got dominated, and there's no reason for a rematch. What are we just milk? What are we milking this dumb shit for? Think about how much money you could pump into boxing in great matchups if you took the money from a Canelo Crawford rematch and the money from Jake Paul and AJ, combined it together. You could fund boxing super fights for like 5 years. You could fund, you really could. Think about the matchups you could make with that kind of money. You could just fund all kinds of crazy, great matchups. And the fighters would all fight each other because there'd be enough money. And you wouldn't have to pay anybody $90 million. Think about that. No, instead we're going to make one useless fight, another useless fight. I don't know.
The aftermath of this fight has proven a lot of analysts right who were dismissed as haters before the bout. Take Paulie Malignaggi, for example. For years, he has been saying that skills win fights, and that Canelo got by thanks to selective matchmaking. After September 13th, Paulie's breakdown of the tactical chess match looks almost like prophecy.
What do you think about Canelo Crawford rematch? Any different? Same result? What do you think?
Same result. But they both don't fix it. You know why I stand on.
No, you got Crawford, I know.
I got Bud. You know, so that's my brother. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
They both don't fix it. Canelo hasn't really shown you his ability to make adjustments over the years. Crawford is showing you difference. Crawford is a killer. When it's time to go get you, he's gonna get you. Crawford is a smooth boxer, lateral movement, stand there, be straight. He's showing you all that. Now when they come up the upper body movement, no one touches Canelo.
Okay.
He's the best.